I just got married after only booking it with 6 weeks in advance, and whilst I didn't get the chance to buy a traditional wedding dress, I did go and try lots on, so I thought I could go through all the dresses that I tried on and we could just talk about them, whether you're a future bride and want inspiration, or whether you're just like me and love pretty dresses and talking about them. In the end, I ended up having 4 wedding day looks, and I actually made 2 of them. We'll have to talk about those in another video. I bought 2 of them as well. But I feel like planning a wedding so quickly, I didn't have much time to prepare, and feel really lucky that some things I was already doing, like using my favourite skincare, Skin and Me. If you haven't heard of Skin and Me, it's a product designed by dermatologists. Basically, you take their online consultation and a member of their dermatology team designs your own daily doser, which looks just like this, and it dispenses the exact amount of product that you need every day. You put it on at night because it's got active ingredients in it. It's not something you want to be wearing during the day. And then you moisturize and you're good to go. I literally only use this SPF and moisturizer now. I don't need 100 products in my skincare routine because what they use in this is active ingredients. This is like the good stuff. These are gold standard ingredients. Whether you have acne, rosacea, pigmentation, signs of aging, all those things, they can design a daily doser to tackle that for you, specifically for your skin. So for example, I, before starting, had really bad and obvious sebaceous filaments. So that's when all across your nose you sort of have like what looks like blackheads. And ever since using that, this has completely cleared that up for me. It will be almost a year since I've been using Skin and Me now. I think I started last December, and I'm just the biggest fan. My makeup artist on my wedding day actually asked me like, what do I use on my skin, and I taught her all about Skin and Me. So if you're looking to improve your skin in any way, I highly recommend. And Skin and Me have given me a code, so it's $4.99 for your first daily doser with my code AMYSHAWYT, and then it's $24.99 per month ongoing. The ingredients change every month to help you get to where you want your skin to be, and I'm obsessed. It fits in my makeup bag. It's so easy. You don't have like a whole cupboard full of different skincare things that you don't know what to do with. Like, this is just the good stuff. It's simple. I'm a big fan. And also I am kind of lazy, and it's kind of easy, and that is exactly what I need. Like, I want the good stuff. I want it to be simple, and it comes through my door every month. I haven't even got to think about it, and I've got the best skincare that fits in my makeup bag. So this was before I knew I was going to have such a quick wedding, and looking up designers, one of my favourite is Sarah 7, and she is stocked in Hearts Flutter in London, and there was one dress in particular I really wanted to try on. Now at these appointments you generally try on about 5, so I just tried on others just for the fun, and this gorgeous number is my favourite dress I tried on out of them all, and it's kind of like what would be my dream dress if it wasn't for the price tag and the fact they take like 10 months to be made. So it has this beautiful lace bodice paired with the pleated silk skirt. It was honestly so divine, so romantic and nostalgic, and I loved it styled with this scarf. I don't know if that's a bit of a wedding trend at the moment to have the scarves, but overall this outfit to me, it just screamed like romantic, a little bit historical. The lace that she used was divine, and this waistline as well. I actually think this is going to be a very trendy waistline in general in dresses next year. This sort of like curved at the hip. I'm seeing a lot of like dropped waistlines, curved in like different shapes, like. But anyway, I loved this waistline. I love the pleats mixed with the lace, and overall this was my favorite dress I tried on. However, the skirt is about 6,000 and the bodice is about 3,000. I mean, I feel like you maybe could wear the bodice again, but still, it came to about £10,000 for this one dress. So this next dress I tried on is also from Sarah 7, maybe a different collection, but I loved this one as well. It's very different. So it's this sort of like tubular shape in like a silk taffeta, kind of like very structured kind of bridal fabric, and it has had these gorgeous wired flowers that sort of traveled down across the dress, like almost like a sash shape, and that neckline being almost pointed at the armpits. I saw that a lot in bridal, and I loved it because that's very flattering. It like hides your armpits there. But these silk flowers also had wire in them, so you could sort of change the shape of them. It was very like Barbie-esque, especially with the veil on, and I just loved it. I wanted both of these dresses. In an ideal world, somehow I'd wear both. I also didn't know whether it was one of those that like it wouldn't photograph very well. Like it looked really impressive in person, but I'm not sure whether on pictures it would show up as well. I'm interested to see what you think. Does it look nice? Next up, this was one of the bridal store owner's favorites, and she said this was a very good seller, but to me it was just a little bit like simple and boring. Like maybe it's because they weren't made for me, but a lot of the dresses didn't do much for my figure. Maybe a lot of dresses don't do much. Maybe my figure's the problem, thinking about it. But anyway, this one was more of a like straight down fishtail type dress. It was very comfortable, and it did have a corset in the bodice with a little bit of flowers at the bust, and it's very pretty and very cute, but like I was just leaning towards more theatrical designs. I feel like my costume design degree has jumped out with that, and my actual dress was quite theatrical in the end. It wasn't for everyone. It's 100% not going to be everyone's cup of tea before anyone like says anything. The comments have been wild, but I know not everyone's going to like my dress. These dresses are beautiful. I just happen to want to wear a more theatrical dress. I don't know what came over me, okay? The next one's very similar, and it's got that kind of sweetheart, like modern sweetheart, I'd say, neckline, and it was lace all over. I've shown this to a few people and it's been their favorite, but to me, this is so like boring. It's just very simple, which is great, but it's just not what I wanted to wear. And I think maybe I said boring because then she gave me this one, which is the opposite of boring. It's almost got this like bubble hem to it, again with the same neckline, so I kind of think you can tell it's from the same designer, but it's a separate bodice and skirt. It's the same skirt as the first dress that I really loved, that silk pleating. I just love the mixture of pleating and then lace, like the mixture of textures in bridal is really quite lovely. But this one had like a bubble hem to it, and it is dramatic, but it wasn't speaking to me for whatever reason. I do think it looks really cool though, and it's like really modern fashion bride. So that was the first wedding dress place I went to. Next, I went to a place called The Own Studio. This one's in Shoreditch, and I kept getting ads for them, and I really liked their dropped waist gown. Actually, that's why I went to try it on. These had a lot less like structure and corseting in them, and turns out I actually quite like structure and corseting. So first I tried on this simple drop waist dress. It's got sort of like 3 panels in the front. Very simple, very comfortable, not a lot of structure underneath. And yeah, it just didn't speak to me in any way for some reason. I just want a more complicated dress. I think I was really fascinated with the construction of wedding dresses as well. And I just felt like wearing something a little bit more complicated. Again, we tried this slip type dress, which had these lovely like pearls draping around the back, but I wouldn't say like my back is my best feature, and I never go for dresses where the back's the best feature. I feel like I want to be able to see the best feature, but the fabrics here were so gorgeous. Like bridal fabrics are obviously really expensive. They're really expensive pieces, and oh my god, you can tell like every fabric was delicious. This was another dropped waist one, and it had really low kind of, is it a basque dropped waist? And no, it wasn't for me at all. I didn't like this dress. I did love the fabric though. It was a silk Mikado, which is divine. It kind of has structure, but is really, really lightweight. And straight after going to the own studio, I went to a place called The Full Bride. Again, this is in East London. So many bridal places in East London. And the reason I booked an appointment here is because I wanted to try on a brand called Cinq. Obsessed with this bridal brand. It's very like period, theatrical, romantic kind of designs, and they didn't have the new collection in at the time, so I only got to try a couple, and then weren't actually the dresses I would have loved to have tried. However, they were stunning and they were in a higher price point. Again, I reckon these were about £7 up, whereas the own studio, that was about like 2-3. It was more reasonable price point. This first one from Cinq, so it has that neckline again, but it was made with layers and layers and layers of this like pleated lace and chiffon. It was stunning. It was very like ethereal and like fairy-like, romantic, really fun, interesting dress with that, again with the basque waist. But yeah, it didn't speak to me. It didn't feel like the dress for me. It didn't like represent me. Do you know what I mean? It was a little bit too like, I don't know, girly? Like a bit lightweight than what I was wanting. I was really leaning towards the heavier fabrics. You could wear it with or without these sleeves. That fabric is insane. It's almost like spider webs. The second Cinq dress I tried is this like mermaid shape with almost like an empire line bust. And again, so cool. Love this like modern bridal, more out the box kind of fabrics. And yeah, less traditional. I don't know what kind of wedding this would suit, like by the sea, maybe? I'm not sure, but it sat weird on my bust, which obviously put me off. And it just, I don't feel really see myself as a mermaid shape kind of gal. I feel like, because I don't know why, it just doesn't look great on me. I did love it, especially with this scarf though. I feel like whenever you put the scarf on, it looks so good. I don't know whether that's just a bridal trend that is going to go away, but I do love a bridal scarf currently. I wore one on my wedding day, but I just wore it for the cocktail hour. Like, I didn't want to commit to wearing it for the ceremony. This next dress was from a different designer, I'm not sure who, but it was way more like 1950s kind of retro style that it gave me, and I really didn't like this. I'm not a leg slit kind of gal. That put me off, I think. And looking back on it, it looked nicer than I felt at the time, but when I put it on at the time, I was just like, no. I did think I would like a dress with sleeves, but yeah, it turns out I didn't. This one, I don't even know why I tried it on. It's horrible. I'm not here for a square neckline. That's just not a bit of me with the A-line. Yeah, no, that's just not the one. Also, it had like this clear mesh section where you could take off. You could have a detachable piece to cover up your clear mesh waist section. However, the fabric was gorgeous, I will give them that, and the volume in the skirt is actually really nice too. Another one that I tried just for fun, but I actually love the skirt to it, and I love the sheer layer, but that neckline and those sleeves, just, I wanted something a little bit more sexy, you know. And then finally in the Full Bride, this one is actually a really, really cool dress. So it has this beautiful like sheer, it's not mesh, but this sheer like almost chiffon, silky overlay over this crisp silk slip. And you know when like a fabric is just stunning, like the slip on its own, I was like, wow, phenomenal. So you could take that off later in the night. If you are a really like minimal bride, I feel like this dress is just gorgeous. Like if you wore that, I would be like, wow, you are a minimal bad bitch, to be honest. So after those appointments, I actually decided to book my wedding, and so therefore didn't go to any more appointments. Instead decided to try and start making my own wedding dress, because I don't know, I felt like doing it. I felt like it would be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, I really enjoyed it. But I started posting like come with me wedding dress shopping like 2 weeks before the wedding, and a bridal shop said, oh, do you want to come in and just like film some dresses? And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. To my regret, because they had incredible dresses, and they actually told me they could have got me one quite quickly. So that's sad, but anyway, let's go through them. they are beautiful. So this first one is this, like, it's almost got the kind of panniers that I was going for with my dress, with those hip bits, and it's got like it's very princessy, like this princess bust. Really, really cool. Not actually something that I would wear. I feel like it's just a little bit too girly, but incredible dress. This is Morgan Davies Bridal, by the way, again in East London, and they had really, really good dresses and really good price points as well. I'd probably recommend this dress shop the most. I then tried this one, very, very cool, like trendy bride. I feel like that waistline, again, the sort of dipped at the hip waistline, and the mixture of textures really appeals to me here. That sort of chiffony like netting down the bottom, and then the more structured bust. This is a very cool bride, very like 2025 bride. This one more classic. I love this one. I think, did I love them all? I don't know, let's find out. Gorgeous neckline, off the shoulder, very classic, timeless, though timeless kind of bride. Quite like modest as well, in juxtaposition to the next one, which was mega sheer. I think you can get it with like a underlay. Probably you'd get it with a white one, or you'd get it to match your skin tone. And I'm not sure why, this just didn't really appeal to me. I'm not sure about the bust part, but I do like the mixtures of lace and stuff like that. It kind of gives more evening dress to me. This one was just fun, like those big sleeves. These are like, it's giving medieval. It's giving medieval bride, and I just feel like that's really fun and romantic. It had this cape to it as well. Oh, so cool. It would look really cool going down the aisle. I think for like a winter bride or something like that. But however, I did not like the dress underneath. I would get the sleeves separately. I feel like these sleeves deserve a simple slip, maybe neckline. I don't know, something more square, maybe. I just don't feel like the V is wrong to go with these sleeves, and I would wear them with a different dress. This one was very heavily beaded and embellished, which isn't something that I had tried at all, and I didn't warm to it, to be honest. I mean, it's really pretty, and I quite like how simple it is, just with that draping over the bust, and the rest just being the embellishment. So this one, feathery, how fun for like a winter wedding, like a Christmas bride, or is that too Mrs. Christmas? But anyway, these feathers were really fun. I actually tried to get some feathers to maybe make like a bridal look. I love the kind of feathered hats and stuff you get as brides. I feel like they're very fashion and fun. This gives very like fashion and fun kind of dress. And finally, my favorite dress. This one is for, I think the brand is called Atelier, and it is just stunning. The construction of it was stunning. I loved the fabric, the way it drapes, the way it catches the light. Oh, it just fit really well, and I loved that neckline as well, the really interesting kind of cups on the boob, and then it was super flat across the like rib cage and had this draping underneath. Gorgeous, literally gorgeous dress. I've seen a lot of sort of occasion wear dresses have this draping at the hips, and I really love that. I feel like it's quite feminine and romantic, but not in a super obvious way. But yeah, overall, that could have been my favorite. The first one and the last one, they are my two favorite dresses, but I still love the dress I wore. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I was happy with it. I've also made it myself, really cheap, and the important thing was that I got to spend the day with my family, and of course my husband now too. So don't forget, you can get your first daily doser from Skin and Me with my code AMYSHAWYT, whether you've got rosacea, pigmentation, signs of aging, sebaceous filaments like I did, acne. A member of the dermatology team at Skin and Me will design a daily doser personalised for you to help you reach your goals. Use it once every day, so simple, so easy to apply. You just get like a pea-sized amount and then apply it all over skin, clean skin, and then 10 minutes later you put your moisturiser on before bed. I haven't felt the need to use any other products since using Skin and Me. It's such a great brand to bring you really gold standard skincare ingredients so that you don't have to do all that legwork of like figuring out what your skin needs. They do it for you. Comes in the post once a month, travel size, easy to take with you everywhere. Just one thing you have to do every single day to have the best skin possible. So yeah, AMYSHAWYT to get your first daily doser for $4.99, $24.99 ongoing. Please let me know what your favourite wedding dress was. And if you'd like to see any more wedding content at all, I did actually vlog a lot of coming up to it and the day of. So if you're interested, I could do a wedding vlog. And I filmed me making my dress as well. So if you're interested in that, maybe I should edit that too. But beyond that, it's the best time of year for fashion, and I'd really like to do some autumn fashion videos, whether that's talking about trends or going around the shops, because I've got a new camera now, so I feel like I may do that. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.